Antibiotic resistance is a horrendous problem all across the globe, not only in our developing countries, but even in the developed world, it is a very major issue. What are the consequences of this antibiotic resistance? One, the cost to life, the cost to human life. We have so many deaths occurring because of antibiotic resistance. So you can imagine the cost not only to the individual person but to the society at large, not only in terms of finances but also in the term morbidity and mortality. It is of immense consequence. Unfortunately for us, the pipeline for newer antibiotics is very narrow. We do not have so many antibiotics either under development or even close to development, and it is ultimately going to dry up. That is one of the most important things that we must understand about antibiotic resistance. How do you solve this problem? The solution to the problem is education, education, and education.
As the name suggests, AMR is antimicrobial resistance. What happens when the common antibiotics become ineffective against the bacteria? Then we call it as a antimicrobial resistance. So what happens normally whenever we get any infection, we take antibiotic and we start from the commonmost antibiotic susceptible to that bacteria. But as we gradually take the antibiotics, the common antibiotics gradually becomes ineffective against the bacteria. That is called antimicrobial resistance. And as the antimicrobial resistance increases, those commonly used antibiotics become ineffective against those common bacteria. So then every time whenever the infection happens, one has to use the higher antibiotic, and this cycle goes on. Every time one has to use higher antibiotic. So it is having twofold of the problem. One, the cost of therapy goes very high, and second, that common antibiotic becomes ineffective gradually, so we don't have got much choice to treat the infection. And there is a time when no antibiotic is effective against that infection, and that time it can become a life-threatening situation.
To say that if the antibiotic resistance develops, we need to use higher generation antibiotics. Higher generation antibiotics means more costly antibiotics. The cost will increase to the patient. Secondly, when there are more antibiotic resistance, control on infections becomes difficult. So then there are more complications. More complications means lengthier stay in the hospital, lengthier course of the antibiotics, and this is the burden of antibiotic resistance on the society.
There are two main things which are creating AMR. Number one is overuse of antibiotics in agriculture and poultry farms. I have read an article by my good friend Dr. Gafoor, like colistin mobilized resistance, right? So when he actually checked the colistin resistance in vegetables, there was a huge resistance, and the E. coli was resistant to even colistin. So this overuse of antibiotics for growth of vegetables and in poultry farms like chicken and all, this data is actually, we are unaware, truly speaking. We can tell you the data about the human beings, like which antibiotics I am using as a clinician, which antibiotics other person is using. But what about the poultry farms? Nobody is having any check on poultry farms and vegetables, agriculture industry. Like we have to stop using these antibiotics in agriculture and poultry farms. This will actually really put a great impact. And number two, why new antibiotics are not there? Because we know the bacteria and viruses are more smart than human beings. They are 1,000 times more smart. When we think of developing one antibiotic, the bacteria profile completely changes.
Antibiotics have to be developed, but there are very few antibiotics in the pipelines. The major problem is that one is it takes a long time to develop a new antibiotic. The time cycle is almost 10 years. From scratch, if a pharmaceutical company wants to develop a new antibiotic, it takes almost 10 years to develop a new antibiotic. And pharmaceutical companies do not find it profitable that they invest millions of dollars in developing a new antibiotic, and after that they don't think the returns are very good, because even the new antibiotics develop resistance very quickly and become useless. What we have to do in our country is especially that we need to stop rampant use of antibiotics. We need to restrict usage of antibiotics. Very commonly, 90% of our patients who get viral diseases are treated with antibiotics. Now here we need to differentiate between diseases that are caused by viruses and diseases that are caused by bacteria. Antibiotics work only on diseases which are caused by bacteria. They do not act on viral diseases. For example, if somebody gets a common sore throat, cold and fever, it is 90% of the time it is a viral disease, and there is no role of antibiotics in those cases. But when a common man goes to the nearby pharmacy, nearby chemist, he is handed over some antibiotics. Or he goes to a nearby quack, he also hands him some antibiotics, say some levofloxacin, azithromycin. But be very sure that these drugs do not have any role in treating viral infections. Second is, very commonly people get diarrhea. So anybody who gets diarrhea or loose motions is again prescribed antibiotics. Again, more than 90% of the diarrheas or loose motions are again viral infections or maybe toxin mediated. So again, there is not much role of antibiotics in those cases. So again, there is rampant use of antibiotics in those cases. Thirdly, generic, even higher grade antibiotics have become very cheaper due to the availability of generic brands, and even in the periphery, the quacks are using even higher grade antibiotics rampantly, and they are using it at a very low dose to make it cost effective for them, and that also breeds resistance. If you don't use an antibiotic at a proper dose, that again leads to much more resistance.
And we carried out a study and we found that a lot of people are coming. They are carrying actually carbapenem resistant bugs in their GIT tract. Now from where did they get it? Actually it is animal, it is vegetable, or otherwise in the water also, because underground water is loaded with the antibiotics also, and we have seen carbapenem resistant bugs also present in the water. So what is going on is, like, lot of antibiotics are used, especially if we see in the Asian belt. So we need to put some halt somewhere, because otherwise we won't have any new research molecule and we'll be left out without any antibiotics. And think of, like, since I'm working in a cancer hospital and I'm talking to you, कि cancer hospital में cancer से ज़्यादा we are more worried about the infection part, because all the patients are immunocompromised. If he gets infection, पता चला we given him a treatment and he was able to survive, like, or we predicted that he will survive for 10 years, but he got sepsis or he got infection with colistin resistant bugs and we are not able to treat that. So where do we say that we are, like, हम एक बड़ा सा cancer hospital run कर रहे हैं because patient died of infection.
Cold and flu is normally caused by a virus, and antibiotics have absolutely no role to play in viral infections. So people should not insist to their doctors to prescribe antibiotics in a situation when they are suffering from a viral cold and cough. But yes, if the viral cold and cough is complicated and the patient is more serious and the doctor feels there's a need for antibiotics, then yes, antibiotics may be justified. But in routine course, antibiotics are not indicated in viral cold and cough.
The common man needs to avoid using antibiotics without consultation of doctors. People should avoid taking antibiotics over the counter. People should not directly go to the medical store and ask for or insist for antibiotics. Antibiotics should always be taken with advice or with proper consultation from a physician or from a clinician. That's what we need to be careful about, because it is not that one antibiotic will take care of all the infections. There are different antibiotics for different infectious diseases. So we have to be very careful while choosing the antibiotics, and people should be made aware regarding the use, regarding the proper and judicious.
Issued in public interest by Plea Charitable Trust, an initiative of Venus Remedies Limited.